Urgent! Niners fan! Look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Niners news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Which 49ers player is the likeliest to step up in 2025? There are a handful of candidates on the 49ers who will need to step in 2025 to make up for all the departed players this offseason. 2025 will be the season of opportunity for the 49ers. With so many players departed in free agency, there are a handful of candidates on the 49ers who will need to step up. They need to make up for their losses. The 49ers are banking on these players along with the rookies they will draft in a little over a month from now. Pro Football Network believes it will be Malik Mustafa. Here is their explanation for choosing him. Safety. Malik Mustafa showed that he has star potential during his rookie season. Mustafa, a fourth-round selection in last year's draft, far exceeded expectations in year one. He started 12 games and registered 71 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 interception, and 5 pass breakups. He played 728 snaps in 2024, but he stands to have even more opportunities next season. It's difficult to argue against picking Mustafa. I fully expect him to be a solid player next season and build upon his promising rookie campaign. However, in going in another direction, I don't have Mustafa as the likeliest 49ers player to step up, because he already did that in 2024. He is expected to be that cornerstone player now, so it's not surprising to see him take a leap. It's accepted at this point because he stepped up his rookie year when no one saw it coming. The player I think that will step up is linebacker D. Winters. He stands to gain the most out of all players who need to fill in for the departed free agents. The 49ers need a new partner in crime with Fred Warner now that Dre Greenlaw is with the Broncos. Winters has to be that guy to do it. It's unlikely going to be any rookie they draft in a month from now. It has to be Winters who can thrive. Under defensive coordinator Robert Saleh, he showed a lot of promise and some improvement last season. If it wasn't for the force feeding of Devondre Campbell, Winters would have gotten adequate experience. Also, remember that Warner was high on Winters after OTAs last year. He likes what he sees out of Winters and isn't one to bestow empty praise. Winters has the prime-time opportunity to step up. It'll be nearly impossible to replace the emotions that Greenlaw had, but he can get fairly close to the production. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Niners news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. NFL Insider links Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers to 4X Pro Bowler. The first and second waves of NFL free agency are already collecting dust, but that doesn't mean there aren't several other talented players teams like the Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers could sign. Multiple Pro Bowlers and All-Pro talents are still available, and the Cowboys and 49ers still have roster holes to fill. The good news for teams still eyeing free agents is that they usually come at a fraction of the typical price at this stage of the offseason. This time around, the Cowboys or 49ers could benefit from practicing patience when it comes to landing one of the best free agents available. Related 2025 NFL mock draft latest round 1 projections after first wave of free agency, Stefon Diggs would make sense with Dallas Cowboys or San Francisco 49ers. One area both the Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers still have to address is the wide receiver position. The 49ers traded Deebo Samuel to the Washington Commanders, and they've yet to replace him. Meanwhile, the Cowboys needed another weapon to pair with CeeDee Lamb last season, and they've only since lost Brandon Cooks to the New Orleans Saints. So how about signing Stefon Diggs? Recently, Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer suggested Dallas and San Francisco may be the 2 most viable landing spots for Diggs this offseason, with the likelihood that he won't be fully cleared until at least training camp. The best place for him, it seems, would be with a contender where he wouldn't have to be the guy, which would mitigate potential issues with his desire for the ball, and also alleviate the frustration that losing can bring a guy with his sort of makeup. San Francisco would make sense, at the right price. Dallas might too, with his brother already there. SI's Albert Breer on Stefon Diggs. Diggs is rehabbing a torn ACL, so he will certainly need some time before being able to play in a regular season. Yet he's also a 4-time Pro Bowl receiver who was on track for his 7th consecutive 1,000-yard campaign prior to his injury in Week 8. Perfect trade. San Francisco 49ers must complete after 2025 NFL free agency frenzy. The San Francisco 49ers don't have an easy roster fix. They've struggled to find a trade partner for Brandon Ayuk, and suggestions have been made for them to trade. Down in the draft, however, here is the perfect trade the 49ers must complete after the 2025 NFL free agency frenzy. Coming off a very disappointing 6-11 season, the 49ers don't have the same roster talent they've enjoyed in years past, but they have 11 picks in the upcoming draft, so there is a strong opportunity for them to get younger for the 2025 season, and their perfect trade revolves around moving up, not down in the draft. 49ers GM John Lynch should trade up for outstanding talent. San Francisco general manager John Lynch needs to rebuild the 49ers roster, and they have enough selections to do it. However, 5 of their picks come in rounds 5 and 7. They aren't going to find game-changing talent in those spots, but having the number 11 pick overall and a juicy round 2 selection at number 43, the 49ers have the capital to move up. But where would they go? The target should be Missouri offensive tackle Armand Membo. This would strengthen their offensive line for the 2025 season and give them a long-term answer when 37-year-old Trent Williams decides to hang up his cleats. Where Membo goes in the draft will depend on the quarterback chase. If teams trade up for quarterbacks, Membo could fall perhaps to the number 8 selection. The 49ers could deal with the Panthers. Since it's only 3 spots and the Panthers don't have a player they're stuck on, the 49ers might be able to deal their number 11 pick along with their first third-round pick to swap with the Panthers. Could Armand Membo be a game-changer for 49ers? Membo has many good NFL traits, according to Lance Zierlein of NFL. Comasta. Membo plays with composed quickness and elite body control, Zierlein wrote. He delivers good pop on contact and has the range to spring runs with blocks in space. Footwork and core strength fuel stick block sustain, but he can be outreached by edge setters. His pass sets are technically sound, and he processes twists and blitzes quickly. Membo plays with a varied pass set strategy and crafty hands to stymie rush momentum, but teams will have to live with long-armed rushers collapsing the pocket on him at times. Hands and feet work in unison to mirror speed and edge-to-edge rush challenges. Has still growing into his frame, but his game boasts unusual maturity. Membo's potential impact at a premium position should keep him at tackle, but he has outstanding potential regardless. However, the offensive line isn't necessarily something high on 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan's priority list. There's a catch, according to SF Chronicle. Calm? I mean, you want to invest in wherever you think makes you the best team, Shanahan said. You can sit there and load up on a lineman and draft them 3 years in a row and go spend on free agents, and then not have many people score touchdowns or rush the quarterback. Moving up to get Membo would be a departure in that regard for Shanahan. But that's what he needs to do. He hasn't been able to win the biggest chip with his current approach that devalues linemen. His offensive line coach, Chris Forster, explained, "The logic. We've got ways with our system we can chip pass rushers. We can do all sorts of things to help guys slide lines, double team the best rusher on the team," Forster said. "There are so many mechanisms to help alignment. If a guy can't get open, if a guy can't catch the ball and run, that's where we have a problem." Shanahan apparently wants the offensive linemen to just be there. Outside of people like Williams, I like offensive linemen that I don't say their name one time the entire game, Shanahan said. Not like, "Oh my God, did you just see him kill him?" Or, "Oh my God, who the heck just missed the 3 technique?" And it's about staying in front of people and being consistent so you can survive every play. So you have a chance to get to play the ball to your playmakers. San Francisco needs to take a step forward with its offensive line if it wants to be a legitimate contender in 2025 and not just mail in the season. Perhaps the biggest challenge will be the organization convincing Shanahan this is what he needs. To go, the stubborn head coach said he had pride in the offensive line after a game toward the end of the dismal season, according to NBC Sports by Araya. "Calm, I was real proud of them," Shanahan said. "I don't think I've ever had to start a guy who was on a different team's practice squad the week before. So for those guys to come in during Christmas week and to really just figure out the language so they could do their assignments right, and then get out there on Monday Night Football and try to perform too. I earned a lot of respect for those guys. The 49ers seem to be at a crossroads. They've had a ton of success under Shanahan, but also experienced lean years. With the roster in a state of flux, questions about Shanahan's future may begin to emerge. It's not make or break in 2025, but another bad year might put him on the hot seat. And now, Niners fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Niners. I'll be back any moment with more Niners news.